Hey friends, welcome back to Singing Tips with LJD Studios. I'm Laura Campbell and I want to eliminate the question, am I doing it right? Right? The goal here is to talk about singing in ways you can actually understand. So what does that mean? Okay, so bear with me while I gripe for a second. I like to be pretty positive generally, but I think the current state of teaching voice is unnecessarily confusing. I do. I said it. There it is, right? Because you have sort of two styles. You have the old school classical style, which is based on the idea that there is a right and a wrong way of doing things, that there is a right sound and a wrong sound. And the most important thing to remember with this is when opera first came into popularity and was first being taught, we didn't have the technology that we currently have to understand like what's happening in the body. So a lot of what is still taught today has been passed down from teacher to student for the last 200, 300 years. And some of it obviously works. People are making remarkable sounds with their voices. So some of it definitely works, right? But you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt of like, okay, but they didn't really know what was happening in the body. They were using language based on a sensory experience. What do I mean by that? The terms chest voice and head voice, if you've heard those, have absolutely nothing to do with what is happening anatomically in your body. But it freaking feels that way, you guys. It does. Like if you have spent any time in chest voice or a head voice, that's what it feels like. And so that's the way they spoke about singing, was in the way that it feels. Now, the problem with this is it doesn't feel that way for everyone, right? There's sort of like a majority of people that things sort of feel that way. Same thing with like twang, people feeling it in the mask. That's another one. A lot of people feel it that way. Not everyone does. So then there's like this gap of like, how do we talk about this? All right, now fast forward to present day. There is like this, in my opinion, obsession with the science of singing. And that's cool. Like definitely, especially as a teacher, like I want to know what is happening in the voice, right? And to a certain extent as a singer, you want to know like what's going on in here, right? When I'm trying to accomplish something. But science is head knowledge. When you are a singer, you need body knowledge, right? If you're really going to control your voice. So my opinion is that we need to merge these worlds. We need to, yes, understand and talk about the physiology and the science of singing. We also need to then be able to experience it in a way that makes sense in our own bodies and then talk about it in ways that we can go, yes, I'm doing it. No, I'm not doing it. Let me give you an example of what I mean. When I first see a student, I usually ask them, like, what do you know about singing? And I'm not trying to quiz them. I just want to get a sense of like where they're at, right? Like what's their experience? Where are we going to start? And one thing people often say to me is, well, you're supposed to breathe from your diaphragm, right? And yeah, absolutely. Please do breathe from your diaphragm. You're pretty much always breathing from your diaphragm at all times. Right. And so I think it's that. It's like they say that, but they don't really know what that means. Right. So then maybe we talk about like, okay, so when you breathe in, your diaphragm lowers. When you breathe out, your diaphragm lifts. To what extent it lowers or lifts depends on what the muscle groups around them are doing. Great. Now you've got that head knowledge. How are you going to get the body knowledge? Well, most people I know can't really feel their diaphragm. I do have one student who says she can, and I'm sure there are others out there, but most people don't really feel like they have direct control over their diaphragm. But most people do have a decent amount of control and sensory awareness of their abdomen, right? So what I can say is expand your belly when you breathe in, contract your belly when you breathe out. Now that you can get in front of a mirror and you can see that and you can know, am I doing it? Yes or no, right? You can answer the question for yourself. Is that the end all be all for breathing for singing? Absolutely not. But it's sort of step one. And so what we might start to say is breathe into your belly. Are you breathing into your belly? No, right? And you know that, right? Because we've talked about the fact that it's your diaphragm lowering, pushing your organs out of the way, causing your belly to expand, right? But the thing that you've got tangible, concrete awareness of is your abdomen, because you can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it, unlike the diaphragm. So that's where I'm at, you guys. I want to take the head knowledge and give it to you, and then show you how to make it body knowledge so that you can sing in a way that makes you feel confident, so that you're not totally dependent on somebody else telling you if you're doing it right or if it's wrong, right? You've got the strategies in place to say, here's what I want to do. Anatomically, this is what I'm trying to make happen. Am I doing it? Can I see it? Can I hear it? Can I feel it, right? That's the goal. You need the tools, you need the exercises, you need all of that in place. You need the head knowledge, but you need the body knowledge also. Your body is your instrument when you're a singer. It's on my little sign back there. I don't think you can see. Let me know what you guys want to learn, right? Because I want to show you, you can learn it. You can do it. You can sing. So let me know what you want to learn how to do. We will break it down here. Happy singing.